We're here at the conclusion of the standoff on Friendly Church Road in Henry County. Sheriff, what can you tell us?
Again, we're here in the 300 block of Friendly Church Road where we had a standoff of an individual who was wanted for outstanding probation violation, underlying charge of narcotics offenses. This began about 7:15 this evening. This began with at least two people inside the home. An elderly female, we were able to get her out safely. Initially, she refused to cooperate with the investigation. After we breached the door, we were able to convince her to come out for her own safety. At that point, we were able to really slow the pace down and control the interior of the home, primarily for the safety of our deputies as well as the individual inside. And so at this point, we can tell you that that individual is in custody.
What's his name?
His name is Waylon Ryder.
What's his issues?
Again, he has an outstanding warrant for probation violation. The originating charges were narcotics violations.
How, when you got the mother outside, that she appeared to be working with you a little better.
Yes, she had a good attitude once she got outside.
Do you think he was pressuring her?
It's very possible. We don't exactly know what took place inside, but it took us about 2 hours to convince her to come outside, and she still didn't want to come out until we breached the door, at which time she came out and we helped her get to safety.
It's pretty impressive to find out you found him in the attic, but a drone helped you on that. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, we deploy the most up-to-date current technology it is. I'm not going to go too much into tactics, but as you can see here, once we got the older female out, we were able to slow the pace down, again, to ensure our deputy's safety as well as the individual inside. You see we deployed a number of chemical munitions inside. It makes a very comfortable environment to exist in. That individual ultimately was able to climb into an attic space to somewhat isolate himself away from those chemicals. He had some other items, face coverings and things he had wrapped his face in. But once we were able to put the drone into the attic, we were able to detect him immediately, give verbal commands, fly the drone over to him, and ultimately get him out of the attic, take him into custody without incident.
So about 3 hours of the standoff?
It began at 7:15.
Did he have a gun?
He did not have a gun on his person. We will get into the attic and check and see. What we did recover tonight is photographic evidence from a cell phone that he was recently in possession of a firearm.
Right. You're always giving bad guys messages. What would your message be tonight?
I think we've sent this message numerous times. Unfortunately, we've had a large number of criminal barricaded situations, and quite simply, we're not going away until you go to jail. And so it's easiest to just comply and own the charges that you have, because if not, this is what's going to happen. And it's very unfortunate, but there's been quite a bit of property damage that occurred here tonight. But we're just simply not going to go away and allow criminals to have a safe harbor anywhere here in Henry County.
Was EMS going to check him out?
Yeah, we will have him checked out at EMS due to the prolonged exposure to chemical munitions.
But he did that to himself.
That is absolutely. He had numerous opportunities. Again, what started this was our deputies came here to serve a warrant. We've made multiple attempts to take Mr. Waylon Ryder into custody for these outstanding charges over an extended period of time, to which every time he's either fled on foot or just was unable to get anyone to the door. This evening at 7:15, he attempted to flee out the back door. He was observed going back into the home. Once inside the home, he took power tools and drove screws into the doors to prevent them from being opened, and also climbed into the attic. So he went through great measures this evening to prevent the sheriff's office from entering his home. He fled back inside after being seen. He took power tools, he screwed the door shut, and we used the tools at our disposal to open that door.
He said during the camera at the time that he got today that he fell asleep. He said there was no way he could have done that.
It's 130 degrees in that attic. There's no way you could fall asleep lying on rafters in rock wool insulation at 130 degrees. So no, that's an absolute lie.
And it all started with narcotics. That's another one of your messages.
All started with dope. And in fact, we had a drug overdose right here at this house earlier this week where an individual lost her life.
Here?
Here at this house right behind me.
What does Mama think about that?
You'd have to ask her.
So even with that, they still didn't decide to cooperate?
That is correct.